Hello, hi everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, welcome Sumit for this day three, and I think Sumit already explained all the like few of the basic concepts in day one and day two, and today also a few basic concepts he will be explaining. So, I just want to welcome everyone, those who have joined. So we'll be waiting for a couple of more minutes so that more folks can join, and then we'll be starting the session. So over to you, Sumit, if you want to recap something and then we can proceed.
Hello, welcome again on this cybersecurity bootcamp day 3. And today we are discussing about the network types. So, yesterday I told you how network works, what are the networks types we have. So, welcome again on this cybersecurity bootcamp. My name is Sumit Jain, and I'm your instructor and trainer in this bootcamp. So, let all of you know a little bit more about myself. My name is Sumit Jain, and I'm an ethical hacker and cybersecurity expert. Currently, I'm working as a Cinec Red Team and Pentabug Red Team member. Apart from that, I am working as a senior security specialist at Jetro Networks. I have experience in this field of 10 plus years. Previously, I'm an ex guest instructor at Central Detective Training School. Right now, I'm helping students, freshers, and professionals to build their career in cybersecurity stream. So, if you like the content we are creating, we are delivering to all of you. So, please subscribe the channel. The channel name is Cybersecurity Zone. Here, I am making content related to cybersecurity, bug bounty, and penetration testing. And you can follow Sanjay Gupta Tech School as well, where I am delivering the live sessions related to cybersecurity. You can find me on these below platforms as well. You can follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn. You can share your thoughts with our Telegram group. The links are available in the video description. So today we are learning about how network types work. So yesterday we learned about networks have two types. One is P2P network and the second one is server client network. Today we are learning about if we have a geographical area, then we have four types of network. Based on the geographical area size, we have four types of network. One is LAN, called local area network. Other is MAN, metropolitan area network. WAN, wide area network. And PAN, personal area network. So let's discuss about all these network, how they function, what are their advantage, and how we create them using network components. The network components we discussed yesterday, so you can watch our day 2 for the recap. And we have multiple network components to create a network, like hub, switch, wires, cables, connectors, and routers, repeaters, bridge, gateway. So we have multiple network components to create or build a network. And upon their geographical area size, we have four types of network, and their names are mentioned here. So let's understand how they function and what they have to, what technologies we have to use to build these. So first we have LAN. LAN is also called local area network. So local area network is something when we build a network for small area. Like if you have created a network for your home, your building, your office, then the network we created, we called it local area network. So local area network is a group of computers that connected using network components for small area, such as buildings, office, home network, right? So what is local area network? So local area network is a group of computers connected to each other in a small area, such as office, home, etc. So when we are connecting two or more than two personal computers using some communication medium like cables, fiber optic cables, coaxial cables, so that network is created is called LAN network. So it has very small area for connectivity, and we have to if we build a local area network, LAN network, so it is less costly compared to the other networks because it is built with inexpensive hardware, such as if we want to build a local area network, we use network components such as hubs, network adapters, and cables. So these network hardware are not expensive compared to the other hardwares like routers, switches, and modems. So building a local area network is less costly compared to the other networks. So you can understand that the data is also transferred with very fast rate, so that the data transfer speed is extremely faster in the local area network. So the data is transferred at an extremely faster rate in LAN. So the data transfer speed is also very high, and this type of networks can provide more security than the other networks we have because the computer's strength is also very low. So the local area network, the LAN network, provides higher security. So why we built local area network? Because if we have small environment, if we have a small area to build a network, we create a local area network using some network components which are not expensive compared to the other networks hardware we have like router, and the data transfer speed is extremely high on this network. Also, the area size of this type of network is extremely low, around 10 to 50 meters, 100 meters, or 500 meters. But if you want to create a network for a larger area, then we need to move on the other types of network, MAN network or WAN network. So if I want to create a diagram for this LAN network, so the diagram is as follow. Like if we have 2 or 3 computers in our network and we connected with wires, so this network is called local area network. This is a LAN network. The networks are the data is transferred using wires, and the computers are also connected. So this type of network we have is local area network. The other network we have is personal area network. The second network we have is personal area network, which is called PAN. PAN means personal area network. So if you created a network, like if you are sharing your mobile internet with someone, you create a hotspot. So that type of network is called personal area network, where you are using your own device to share the internet, to share the data. So if you visit a cyber cafe or e-mitra shop, so the network they created is called personal area network. So personal area network is a network arranged within an individual person, typically within a range of 10 meters, and personal area network is used for connecting the computer devices for personal use, known as personal area network. So we can write this. PAN is used to connecting the computer devices for personal use. The area which is covered by PAN is around 30 feet. The area covered by PAN is around 30 feet. And the size of this area is within a range of 10 meters. So the diagram for this type of area, with this type of network is, this is your computer. This is your computer, and if you share your network with a mobile phone, this is your mobile phone. So if you shared your network with a mobile phone, and also you are connecting this computer with a headphone, or you are connecting this computer with another computer, so that network is known as personal area network. Like if you are connecting with this printer, so this type of network is known as personal area network for personal use, and the size of this network is very low. You can connect the two computers or two mobiles, or if you are sharing a hotspot technology, then this type of network we have is called personal area network. So we have two types of personal area network. One is wired, and the other one is wireless. So if you are sharing your hotspot technology, that is wireless network. And if you are connecting, like if you play a game using computers, if you are playing some online games using computers, the sharing network we have is called wired personal area network, where two computers are connected with a network component, and they are sharing and playing games using network or internet. So the internet is not compulsory. You can play games with offline as well using private IP. So that type of network we have is called personal area network. So we have two types of personal area network. One is wired personal area network, and the other one is wireless personal area network. In wireless personal area network is developed by simply using wireless technology such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So if you are sharing some songs, some videos using Bluetooth technology, so that type of network is or also called personal area network. So it is a very low range network. The data speed can depends on your device, what types of device you use. Like if you are using some Apple products, the data transfer speed rate is high, but you are using some Android products, or you are using some low quality laptop or network or devices, then the data speed can completely depends on your devices, what types of devices you use, what types of adapters they have, what what types of capacity of your devices. So this speed can be depends on your devices, but the network is shared with very extremely high rate, because the connectivity of computers is very low. You can connected with only two or three computers, right? So example, if you want to talk about the examples of personal area network, so I already told you the examples. Like if you're sharing a hotspot, if you are using a cyber cafe, if you are using a VPN, if you are using a small offices, and if you are connecting your device with a TV, you are connecting your device with a simple uh, gaming mode, then that type of network we have is called personal area network. So again, the personal area network is used to connecting the computer's devices for only personal use. Moving on, The third type of network we have is MAN. MAN is called Metropolitan Area Network. And if we want to create a network for a city, for a village, basically a larger area that so man network is covered with a larger area. So different LANs can, if we connect different LANs, then it will become a metropolitan, right? So you can write a MAN network is a network that covers a larger area by interconnecting different LANs. If we connect different LANs from a network, and it became a MAN network, Metropolitan Area Network. So in MAN network, we connect the device through a telephone exchange line. The various protocols are also used to create this type of network, and the range of this network is very high compared to local area network, because the network we created in local area, the range is around 500 meters to 1 kilometers. But this type of network we create, the range can be for a city, for a village, for a large geographical area. So if we have different types of LAN, like if we have a LAN connected in here, and if we LAN connected here, and a LAN is connected here, so if we connected those different LANs using some technology or using internet, this network is called WAN network. This network is called MAN network. So to create a MAN network, we need more devices than the LAN network, and the MAN is basically used in communication between the banks, between the airline system, to share the network in a city, or the cable TV network we have in a city is also a type of MAN. You can use a MAN network in a university campus. You can use this type of network on a MNC companies, right? So what are the uses of this network? We can increase the area size using this network. We can increase the area size, and the data transfer speed can depends also on your what types of device you use. If you use a high level router, then speed can be extremely faster. What types of cable you use, like if you use fiber optics cable, then the speed can be faster. So a MAN network basically covers a larger area by interconnecting different LANs. So if we have, like, if in a city we have 100 types of LAN, 100 networks connected using LAN, and we interconnected those LANs. So this type of network we have is MAN network. So MAN is also known as Metropolitan Area Network, and we use multiple devices, multiple network components to create a network. So basically, all the network components we have is used to create these different types of network. If we want to create a LAN network, we need network components like hub, network adapters. And if we want to create a MAN network, we need network components like routers, switch, modem. And the last one we have is also used some network components, but the area size of WAN network can depends what type of devices used and what area you have to cover. So the next one is, hope you are getting this. If you are not getting this, drop down your comments in the chat box, and I will answer after the when we take queries. So I clear your doubts. So the next and last network type we have is WAN. WAN is called Wide Area Network. So according to this name, it cover a very wide range of area such as state, countries, right? So if you want to create a network which can transfer your data throughout states or countries, we need a wide network. So if you are connecting, if you are using internet, so the internet is the example of wide area network, because you can access the data from anywhere in the world. You can access the data from any state in the world. You can connect the data with any devices you want. You can share the data with any devices you connect with the internet. So wide area network is a network. WAN is a network that extends over a large area such as states and countries. So WAN is quite bigger than LAN or MAN, and the wide area network is also not limited to a single location, because it spans over a very large geographical area through telephone lines, satellite links, broadcast medium, fiber optics cables. So a WAN is not limited to a single location. And the internet is one of the biggest WAN in the world. As you all can understand why internet is called WAN network, because the internet has no limitation what types of devices you use, where you live, where you want to receive, or where you want to send your data from. So the internet is one of the biggest WAN in the world, right? So this type of network is used for businesses. Government can use this type of network, and for education purpose we use this type of network. If you want to build a website, and the website can be accessed from anywhere in the world, we use this type of network. So different types of different LANs, different MANs. If if we interconnected those networks, it will create a WAN network. So examples, so the mobile broadband is also a WAN network. The TV telecast stream channel is also also example of WAN network. So the network which covers very large area is known as WAN, and covers very large geographical area, covers with created with very server and client network, because we use websites. So the software company work on the live server, and the programmers get the updated file within seconds. So we use multiple websites for those type of queries and those types of limitations. Right? So moving on. Now we talk about network topologies. So we understand about how a network work, how to create a network, what are the components we need to use, or we have to use to create a network. But we have to arrange a network as well. How your devices can connected with each other, like the formations. So the formations are called in a network is topology. So the topology means network arrangement, how your devices is arranged with each other, how different devices can be connected with each other, how your wires are connected. So we have 5 types of topology. So network topology means the arrangement of computer network system is called topology. And in the topology section, we have 5 types of topology. So we have 5 types of formation to create or to arrange a network. The name is bus topology, ring topology, star topology, tree topology, and mesh topology. These are the 5 main formation we use when we create a network or when we arrange a network. So the devices you use, the computers you have, the different types of network component you have, the different types of cable you have, what formation you use to create a network is called topologies. And these are the formation: bus, ring, star, tree, or mesh. Right? So let's see what formation this type of network have, and what are the formations, what their limitations, how they can create it. So first we have bus. In bus topology, we create networks in T formation. Like a single wire is connected, and the single wire is sharing all the data. The single wire, the different types of computers are connected with these single wires. So if I want to create a diagram, so this type of network we have, like this is the line, this is the cable where networks are flown, and if we connect multiple systems like this, this type of formation is called bus arrangement or bus topology. So in bus topology, a network cable is backbone cable is connected all the systems, and we connect all these systems using T formation. This is T formation we have to connect the network, and this type of formation is called bus topology. So in bus topology, this topology designed in a way that all the stations means the devices you use or the computers you are connecting. So the stations are connected through a single cable known as backbone cable. So the cable we have in the middle is known as backbone cable. This cable is known as backbone cable. All the network, all the data, all the packets are sending or receiving or transmitting using this cable. So this cable is known as backbone cable. So if this cable is not receiving the data or transmitting the data, so all the other computers we connected using this cable are also not in the internet or not in the network. So we have some advantage or some disadvantage while we create this type of formation, this type of topology to build a network. So each node means these devices. So each node is connected to backbone cable by directly or directly connected to the backbone cable. Okay. So when a node wants to send a message to this computer, like if you want to send a message from this computer to this computer, the network flow will be, the message will be generated from this computer and it will be shared using this line, and the network is, your packets are flown from this way, and then the computer will receive your packet. So the backbone cable is the messenger, is the main cable who sends your packet. You cannot send all the packets directly using in bus formation. So when a node wants to send a message over the network, it puts a message over the network. So the devices in a network, all the devices can intercept or can see what type of message this node generated. So we don't create this type of formation for a secure environment, and the configuration is also very simple. You can connect with a single cable and in T formation. So what are the advantages of this formation? So hope you understand what is bus formation. So in bus formation, let me explain again. The bus formation is connected with a single line, and in T formation, so all the stations are connected with a single cable known as backbone cable. The medium cable you have is known as backbone cable. So this type of formation known as bus formation. So let's see what are the advantages of this type of formation. So first example is we have very low cost cable. We don't require much cabling to create this type of network. So if you want to create this type of formation, the cost will be very low because the nodes are directly connected to the cable without any network component like hub or router. So the initial installation cost is very low. The data speed is moderate data speed because the cables, coaxial cables or twisted pair cables are mainly used in bus formation. So it supports up to 10 Mbps. 10 Mbps 10 Mbps speed in this. The next advantage we have is familiar technology. So bus topology, bus formation is a familiar technology as the installation or troubleshooting techniques are very well known, and the hardwares we use to create this network are easily available. So the familiar technology we have, this is an advantage of bus network. And also limited failure. If a node will fail, if a node will shut down, it doesn't have any effect on the other nodes. Limited failure. These are the advantages of bus formation. So what are the disadvantages? One is signal interface. Like if two nodes or two computers wants to send the message simultaneously, then the signals of both the computers will collide with each other. So the signal interference will occur. So the only one nodes can send a message in a single time. Multiple nodes cannot send message simultaneously. Also, the disadvantages are reconfiguration difficulty. If you want to reconfigure this type of network, the difficulty we face is adding new device to the network would slow down the network. So this is the disadvantage of bus formation. Reconfiguration difficulty. Also, we have signal loss. This is also disadvantage of creating this types of network, because if a data is transferred using very large area, then the signals will lost throughout the way. So repeaters are used to regenerate this signal. So signal loss is also disadvantage this type of formation. Okay, so bus formation. So bus topology, in bus topology we connected all the stations using single cable known as backbone cable, and the advantage of this type of formation is moderate data speed, low cost cable, limited failure, familiar technology. And the disadvantage are signal interference, where multiple computers can't send a message simultaneously. If you want to reconfigure the networks, adding new devices can be difficult to you, and we have signal loss. So this is bus topology or bus formation or bus arrangement of the network. Next, we have is ring formation. As the name suggests, in this formation, all the devices or all the nodes are connected in ring formation or a circle formation, right? So if I want to create a network, so this is a network we have in ring formation, and we connected devices in this ring formation. I connected 3 devices using a ring formation. So in this formation, in this type of arrangement, the data flows in only one directional. It can flow in anti-clockwise, no, and it will flow with the other computers can see the message of the first computer is sending. So in ring, the node that receives the message from the previous computer will retransmit to the next node. Right? Also, the data flow in one directional So what are the advantage and disadvantage of this type of formation? So network management is the advantage of this type of formation, because the devices which generate a fault error can be removed from the network without bringing the network down. So I have to erase this diagram and advantage. Network management. So the faulty device can be removed very quickly without the bringing network down. So this is the advantage of this network. Also, the cost is also advantage of this type of formation, because we use inexpensive hardware and easily available. So the installation cost is also very low, and it is reliable. So it is more reliable network because the communication system is not dependent on the single host computer. So we can rely on the message we receive or the amount of data we share throughout this network. And what are the disadvantages we have is failure. The network failure, because the breakdown in one station lead to the failure of overall network. Suppose a computer is down, so the whole network can be down. So network failure is the disadvantage of this type of network, this type of formation. Also, reconfiguration. Reconfiguration of this network is also very difficult. So adding new devices to the network would slow down the network. Also, the delay, packet delay. So communication delay is directly proportional to the number of nodes. So if we add new devices, will increase the communication delay because it takes more time to deliver a packet. So the in ring formation, the computers are connected in a loop or in a one directional or in a clockwise direction, and the one node is connected with the other node. Moving on, the next we have star network or star formation, star topology. So in a star topology, this type of arrangement in which every node is connected to the central device, every node is connected to the central device or central computer or central network component you use. So if I want to create a diagram for this type of network, this is your central device, which is can be a hub or router or can be switch, and all the devices are separately connected with this. All the devices are separately connected with this central node. Right. So this is type of arrangement of this is an arrangement of the network in which every node is connected to the central hub. The central hub is known as server. This is known as server, and the others we have is client. These are the clients we have. Clients. So the central computer is known as server, and the other devices connected with the server known as clients. And each node is separately connected with the central node, with central network component, the hub, switch, or central computer. And hub or switches are mainly used to create this type of network. And this type of topology or formation is very most popular in the network implementation because it can provide you in error free formation. Because see, if this node will down, if this node will not transfer the data, the other nodes, the connected network will work perfectly. So again, I'm repeating, the star network, all the nodes are connected with a central computer known as server, and the other systems are known as clients. Mainly cables or connectors are used to create this type of network. So if you see a computer lab, the lab is designed using this type of formation. A central device is also used to create this network, and the devices are uh, hub or switches or can be router as well. If you want to talk about the advantage of this type of network, the advantage are we can control the network. We can control because we use a server, so we can control all the devices. What we want to send in the network, what we do not want to send the network, so we can network control. So this is the advantage. We can control the network. So network control. Limited failure. As you all can understand why this is a advantage, because one node is down, the other nodes are work perfectly. So limited failure and easily expandable. This is the main advantage. We can expand the network with very easily because we don't have to move the other formation. We only need if we want to add more networks, we can separately connect with this server and the network can be expanded. Also cost effective. Cost effective and high data speed. And if you want to talk about disadvantage, so one is central point of failure. Like if this system goes down, this server goes down, all the connected device, this server goes down, all the devices connected with this is also goes down. So a central point of failure is the main disadvantage of this type of network. Moving on, the fourth one we have is tree formation or tree topology. So according to this name, the computers and the devices will be connected using branches in branch formation. As the tree have many branches, So this type of network have also very branches and connected in a branch formation like this. So we have, this is our main cable, and using this cable, I'm connecting two computers. And with these two computers, I connected further computers like this. The other computers are connected in a branch formation. So this type of formation are known as tree formation. So tree is basically a combination of bus plus star. Plus bus plus star formation are combinedly known as tree formation. So in tree topology or tree structure, all the computers are connected with each other in hierarchical fashions, and the topmost node in tree topology known as root node, and the other nodes are called the descendants of these root nodes. So, what is the advantage of this type of formation? So, it supports broadband transmission. Easily expandable, easily manageable, limited failure. These all are the advantage of this type of network. And what are the disadvantages we have? One is high cost, because we need more cables, more components to create this network. So the cost is very high, and the failure and network failure. If our central node can fail, all the connected systems will not transmit the data. So network failure will disadvantage of this formation. So in tree formation, we use bus plus star formation combinedly, and the computers are nodes are connected in a branch formation. We can easily expand this network. We can easily manage this network. This type of network used for broadband transmission, and to create this type of formation, the cost is very high, and network failure can occur. Moving on, the next formation we have, and the last formation we have, is mesh topology. So mesh topology is an arrangement of network in which all the computers are interconnected with each other. Like all these topologies like bus, star, ring, and tree, the computers, all the computers are not interconnected with each other. Only single computers are connected with each other. But in mesh topology, all the networks, all the computers are interconnected with each other. There are multiple paths from one computer to another computer. So if I want to create a diagram, a flow chart for this type of network, so this is a mesh formation. All the devices will interact with each other. Like the device number 1 is connected to 2, 2 is connected to 3. So all the devices is connected with each other. Like one device is connected with these 2 or 3 number devices, and the 2 number device is connected with 1 or 3 number devices. 3 is also connected with 1 or 2 number devices. So all the devices are interacted with each other, interconnected with each other, and the internet is the main example of mesh formation where all the devices are interconnected. So we use mesh for WAN implementation. So if we want to create a WAN network, we use mesh topology. So also this topology is used for creating wireless network. Right? So what are the advantages? So one is fast communication, easier reconfiguration, it is very reliable. So this is the advantage we have. Fast communication, reliable, easily reconfiguration. We can configure very easily if we want to. And what is the disadvantage? One is cost, and other is management. To manage this type of network can be very difficult to maintain or manage. So if this type of network is not monitored carefully, all the communication link will failure goes undetected. And also efficiency of this type of network is very high, and so we use multiple connections to maintain this type of network. So we have 5 types of network formation. One is bus, ring, star, tree, and mesh. Right? So move on. So we discussed about all the network formation we have. Now we also want to read about the addressing system, but the time is very low. So I will cover the remaining topics in the next session. So over to you, sir.
Okay, yeah, great session, Sumit. So I think in today's session, lots of different theoretical concepts are covered, and going forward, like if you want to understand cybersecurity properly, so all these topologies are important, right? So if you have any doubts, so just go through the recording and watch that again, understand. And now, if you have any question, you can ask. So I'm just sharing the uh, chat quickly so that if you have any question, so Sumit will be answering those questions live. So whatever questions you have, please ask. So here you can see chat is shared, and whatever questions are available, Sumit is going to answer.
Venu is asking, is it required to obtain Cisco certifications to become cybersecurity expert? No, Venu, it doesn't require to obtain Cisco certification, but you can do Cisco certifications for boost your career, to showcase your skills, or to gain more knowledge from the Cisco course or Cisco certifications. SS is asking, I didn't understand topology. So basically, SS or topologies are the formation of how your network is connected. So the different types of formation we have to create or connect in network. So these formations are called topologies. Like if you want to create a network for a computer lab, we use different formation. If you use wireless technology, we use different formation. And if we built a server and controlled all the computers in our using our server, so we build different formations. So these formations are called topologies. No, topology is not wiring connectivity, Anil. Topology can be used in wireless network as well. what type of Umka is asking what type of network topology is mostly used in real time. So Umka, it depends on your network, what type of network you want. But we use mostly wireless technology in today's era. So we use star network or mesh topology or star topology very often. And but in a smaller environment, we use bus or ring formation as well. So no more questions, sir.
Okay. So, guys, if you have any more question, you can just ask. And I would say, like, if you want to understand these concepts properly, so just go through the session recording once again so that you can understand the things. I think one more question is there.
Venu is asking, do we have server in only star topology and other topologies don't have server? Venu, the star topologies is mainly connected with the server, but we have server in other topologies as well. Like if you use tree topology or a mesh topology, we have server. It depends what types of sharing we want. If we want to control the all the connected device, we implement a server, but the server is connected with the formation. So we have a server in other topologies as well.
Guys, any more questions? If you have, just ask. Otherwise, we are going to end this session. And this week we conducted 3 sessions, and next session will be on next Monday. I will remind you through Telegram group. And from next week onwards, like sessions will be practical, so you will be able to do some hands-on with your laptop or computers. Right, Sumit?
Yes. So you need your computer in which what types of operating system you have. So if you have a Windows operating system is fine for me. I will tell you how to configure a Linux operating system for most of the part, because we use various types of scripts and tools to throughout these sessions, throughout this boot camp. So we need a Linux operating system, Linux based operating system basically. So I will tell you how to install in your Windows operating system without disturbing your main OS.
I think there is one more question.
What's the difference between server? Server is controlling all the devices, and the root node is all where all the communications, all the transmissions, or all the connectivities are flowing. So root node is not a server. It is basically the node which is sharing the data, where the data is originated firstly.
Okay, guys, so I'm just ending the session, and yes, SS, we will be sharing the instructions. So uh, keep an eye on Telegram group so that you get the notification for next week's sessions. And I'm sure like next week's onwards sessions will be more interactive because you will be doing some hands-on with your laptop and computer. So do follow all the sessions, share the words, and please subscribe the channel of Sumit as well, because on Sumit's channel you will find crisp videos related to particular topic, right? So just follow and try to understand this cybersecurity is very demanding technology. It is not famous amongst people, so that's why we are doing this initiative so that people get to know what cybersecurity is, and like folks can easily build their career in this technology. Okay, thank you everyone. See you on Monday. Thank you, Sumit, for sharing your knowledge with the people.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.